Welcome back to Study Break. We just finished recording. I'm your Goblin Master, Jared Voswinkle. Yippee! All right, that was a pretty quick session.
Dice tower.
That was great.
That was awesome.
That was like
Awesome.
bam, 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 rapid fire.
Good. I'm glad y'all liked it.
I have my F- already. I'm ready.
What's your F minus?
Already?
Already, I found out after I took my dagger action that I could have fucking healed myself. For
That is allowed.
Over 15 health points, I could have healed myself and then killed her.
As a bonus action?
No.
No, as my actual action.
But then
I
she would have gotten another hit on you.
Yeah,
But
but
she
if
would've
she's
probably-
only gotten 10 hits, like she only did 10.
You
Yeah.
could be on varsity right now.
I know, that's my
Yeah.
F minus.
The way that I set up was like
Extra.
if only one person fails, then y'all would be on varsity. If two people fail, y'all would be on JV, and then if three people failed, y'all wouldn't make any team. So that was really like both of y'all were like really close.
You know, Sawyer and I are both working on our sportsmanship. You probably shouldn't have told me that.
I realized it after, and I was like, I fucked up.
Let's move on. The lucky thing. Okay, so we incorporated it into the actual plot, but for any of you who are just starting D&D or who have been playing D&D for a long time, if you've ever like forgotten a feat or anything like that, hopefully that humanized us a little bit. That I have been playing halfling this whole time and haven't used my lucky feat once. Who knows how many times I've nat won? A lot. I've nat won more than I have with any other character.
Probably more than anybody else here at the table.
And just for clarification, if you have the lucky feat and you roll a nat one, you'd get to re-roll. So you can never.
It should be
get a nat
impossible for
one.
me to roll a nat one. So that was
And she
A
does-
plus to Jared's.
And you're a fighter, right? So you can't roll a 1 on hit dice either.
Not yet. That's another feat that she'll
Yeah.
get down the road.
Oh,
I think.
okay.
Yeah, I can't with.
There is a
there's whole
fighter.
other thing.
There is a fighter feat where you can also crit on 19s too.
Anyway, yeah. So that was a great way to tie it into the narrative. Why she has
Yeah.
been so unlucky. It makes her more interesting. But yeah,
My
now I'll have my lucky feat.
my A plus is that our dice liked us today.
Yeah, they were really pulling through when it was.
But it also meant that Jared's dice were also
Also
pulling
rolling
through.
Well,
Yeah,
I tried to fuck him up before the session.
when you said 17 to hit 2 times in a row, I was like, I'm about to come over there and steal all your dice.
I'm gonna give
Yeah.
you ducky dice next time.
Ducky, no, don't give me the ducky dice.
I'm not gonna roll
That
shit.
first pitch was so good, and I was like,
I was like, is Esther gonna
Esther's
be like?
gonna be really good at Arcanoball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was hoping we were gonna get another round to do like the other side
Yeah.
of like beyond like because I was like defending, so I was hoping that I was gonna get to do offense.
Yeah.
Well, when we actually play,
Yeah. But I was figuring that Esther would probably be better at offense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Because your spells, they just hit.
Yeah.
so quick little so like let's like run through it real quick. So we started off on the field. We actually did like a mechanics run last night. We did like a test run of Arcanoball, of like a game, and it was like pretty long. So I was like, oh, we don't want to run a full game.
I fell asleep during it.
She did. So
it wasn't boring.
That's-
It's just,
It wasn't because it
I
was
don't know.
boring. That was just because I was tired.
It was 1 a.m. But anyway, and then so first one we had was Beans against Bella. I thought that would be like a cool kind of like first setup fight of like Beans running the bases and you get to see him attack and
and there were some great character moments in there too.
yeah,
It was good.
She was so nice, but I don't believe her.
yeah.
'Cause all the golds are like, we're so glad you're here. That would be so great. But then they're like,
It
I
reminds,
saw them hang out with the greens.
it reminds me of the 80 Pie video from UT.
from UT, like I want
I'm
to go
sorry.
80 pie, boom boom.
But the UT one where they open the doors.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
we're so glad you're here.
Yeah.
And
Oh
they
yeah.
all
We've been
scream.
waiting all summer.
It's okay. All the sororities on UT campus do it. I was
I
there
think
for
every
Rush Week last
sorority.
year, and it was a lot. I
It's
was
scary.
like, oh, you all do it? It's terrifying.
Yeah, see, like I like
Sorry.
that part of Arcanoball because like
We can cut
I'm
this
just
out.
probably going to
What?
be
No, he's fine.
good at combat, right? Like it's
Yeah.
like that's my thing. So I liked that part, but I was like, what would happen if I was like doing the pitches or the saving throws and stuff? Like it would be a different case probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Very
And then we moved over to Esta, who was pitching. And so it was going to be like you face 3 batters, and if you get 2 batters down, then like that's like you win. But if you get 2 batters up, then like you lose. Actually, yeah, because Beans succeeded. He beat Bella, and it was you. And you did really well against Igneous. And then Sapphire was like the first one who was solid, and then it was Brobini, and she killed it.
Well,
And-
Sapphire does have like Arcanoball history.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
She
Well,
has the background.
That
Yeah.
was also A plus.
Yeah.
For Sapphire,
Bringing
like
in
with
those
her
people.
history and being able to actually like she did nat one, right? Igneous
yeah.
nat one.
Igneous Nat won.
And
But I mean,
Sapphire
like,
did
it's
well.
funny is that like I can't even like
that
control
was
that.
real.
That was
Yeah.
just like,
That
Yeah.
was really, but it
which was
like,
cool.
It was so perfect because we already knew that Sapphire had a history. So if she would have nat one, it would have been like,
Aw.
It's the dice telling the
I
story.
think, well, that's what I think was fun about Arcanoball that we learned, and like especially integrating story elements and stakes into it, is like we've rolled so much this episode, even though it was super short, and like we had some really cool moments, like
Yeah.
with starting with like, well, Beans kind of just killing it, and Bella just like really fucking up.
Yeah.
And then did you nat 20? No, she nat 1,
crit.
and then she fucked up,
Yeah.
and then they got you twice. And then we went over to Morrigan, who fought Igneous. I wish I put Raven for the pitching thing first against you, because then I had Igneous twice, and Raven wasn't even in the episode.
Oops.
Um,
And because you and Raven kind of seem like, I don't know,
Same-
you're both
same
like tall
vibe.
and elven. Yeah, you have the same silhouette in
Yeah.
of the party.
and then I wanted to do more stuff with you, more of like talking with Igneous. And I had stuff planned, but then like in the moment, it just felt like I was like, I had like things that she can ask, but it would feel like so forced. Like it was going to be like, what do you think of all this like weird stuff going on? And it's like that's not a
It was an
conversation to
exciting
have.
fight on its own.
Yeah,
Just the
that's
combat
what
itself
it
was
that's what I
exciting.
thought.
and all
Yeah.
the combat that I've been in so far, I don't talk to them. I just
Yeah.
fight, and then and afterwards I'm like, all right, we cool?
Yeah.
Or it's like, was that good for you?
Was that good for you?
Is that good?
I don't know if a high schooler would have that much game.
And then we go to Sawyer, which was super fun. We had like Felicity there, and so you were facing
I
Grecker.
cannot believe y'all saw it.
Yeah.
That
So
for those of you listening at home, that was a real nat 20. It was so perfect, but that was not.
I was so nervous, like, because
Me
you
too.
like weren't doing great at the start, and I was like, oh God. I was like, Lily's gonna cry.
Yeah.
I was like, this is gonna be a bad day for the rest of the day.
Well,
if
and it
Lily
was-
doesn't do well.
When I saw, and it's my 20 that it doesn't even have a 20. It has a little unicorn.
Yeah.
When I saw this motherfucker, I literally almost started crying tears
Yeah.
of joy.
Well, and then also, I mean, you think about it, like it all did like come down. So that was a very hard. So Gracker, like I wasn't even. I didn't have
Well,
stats for her.
I thought the 16 would be fine. Like 16 charisma, that's not bad.
Yeah. Well, and like I was like
And I didn't
she.
think Gracker would have high charisma either.
Well,
So
I was
wasn't
like, she
expecting
is
that.
going to be like the top captain.
Yeah.
So like, I didn't even have like ability scores for her. I just had DC really for her, so I kind of fudged it that way. But the first one was like a DC 20, so like you'd have to get some like, and then the next one was a DC 18, and then the next one would have been a DC 17. So like, it was very hard.
Yeah.
But
Not 20.
because I mean, it also makes sense because like she is like the best Arcanoball player there. Like she is like probably going to be team captain.
Yeah.
She has been team captain before. Like she is like a senior. She's big, so it's got to be super fucking hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually kind of glad that we ended up on from a narrative standpoint, I'm glad we ended up on the junior
JV
varsity
team.
team because it does give Sawyer like
Growth.
it's more realistic that she could be
Yeah.
team captain and take the lead on this one. Whereas on varsity, it would have been kind of like, it wouldn't have actually made sense.
Yeah, but it
There's
also
somewhere
makes
to
sense
go.
because like if it's based on the team's success, like as like our quest team, like school team, not whatever. Like if it's based on your school team's performance, it's like you have 3 people in your team who have never played Arcanoball before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're gonna end.
Yeah,
on
and
JV.
it's like it's like even
Obviously
if we
we
get
were.
like even if we have a natural like talent that's
Yeah.
like, oh, that's impressive off the bat, it's like you can still tell somebody who's been playing Arcanoball for 5 years and
Yeah.
people who just started.
Yeah. But yeah, and then that nat 20 was like super satisfying.
Oh god, that
It was amazing.
So cool.
That
and
was
then
one
like
of the best like D20 moments ever. Like that
Yeah.
was the best. I'm so
hell
glad
yeah.
it happened
yeah.
there.
I was planning on if you struck out, then like you were gonna get like pass out from like over emotions
Yeah.
and
Was I
shit.
gonna pass
Yeah,
out
you were gonna
either
pass out
way?
no matter what.
It made sense. Like we had to,
Yeah.
you know. But I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
I was expecting to talk to Felicity at some point, but whenever you were like, you black, I was like planning my victory.
Yeah.
You know, in my head, I was like, oh, like what would Sawyer do as she rounded the bases?
Well, and also I
You know,
think,
because she's working on her sportsmanship. But
Yeah.
like, she's not that good. Like she's
Yeah.
gonna gloat a little.
and I think like in my mind at least, I may have not described it as good, but like in my mind it was earned and that like the emotions were like at their peak, and
My
like,
emotions literally
like
were at their peak.
Sawyer has
Real
been like
life.
going through like so much shit, and it's just like to hit that home run, and also like the balls are like different, they're more intense, and like it's like
Yeah.
so much shit.
Well, if the balls give you that sort of like bonus
Strength.
AC, you
Yeah.
know, every time, it makes sense that it would be like an
It's like
overpowering
a magical effect
on a home
yeah
on a,
I
on a
love
crit.
I love that like
Yeah. That was
addition.
good.
Yeah,
was
because like whenever you're, I don't know, maybe we add that to the mechanics that like if you get a home run next time you're up to bat, you still have that effect.
Yeah,
don't
like
know.
I would think
Yeah.
that that would probably be cool.
it's
Of like
so
you
strong.
you get like a plus whatever to just like anything. Like your first pitch, like you get to add a like a number or something like that. But yeah, so that was really really cool. And then
That was so cool. It was such a fun sampler.
Also, I think if you're interested in Arcanoball, we will probably post it in our Discord. If
Yeah.
you wanted to run a similar encounter with
Yeah.
your own tables or just want to
Yeah.
be like, I don't understand what you're
We'll
saying.
post-
I'd like to read
We'll
it.
post the rules.
yeah.
Yeah.
So then
And
so-
as you know, rules are bendy around here.
oh
So-
yeah, rules are very cool.
you can kind of
Rules
use
are
it as a,
liquid.
it's a great,
We're still
like, template
workshopping it, but like
Yeah.
you can take it and workshop it for your own.
Yeah.
for your
if
own
you want.
party.
Rules are guidelines in any sense.
Yeah.
So true.
And then so y'all end up wake up in the infirmary and y'all talk to Felicity. Yeah, I was surprised that you didn't talk about the pendant thing with her.
I mean, I wasn't gonna just bring it up.
Yeah.
I mean, you were like asking about it, right? When you're like, have you been up to anything
Yes.
else?
I was trying to suss it out.
Cool.
Sawyer has never rolled well on insight, and I
You
don't know why
got-
she was gonna start now. I got 2 6s today.
Yeah, 2 6s on Felicity.
Yeah,
Well,
so
really, she got 2 8s, but she hasn't.
I did. It wasn't 8 on the die. So
Okay.
anytime I'm rolling perception and insight, anything like that, I'm just really struggling. But yeah, I wanted to find out what was going on there. But it's also like I knew that it wasn't this like conversation with her isn't when I was gonna get. The
Well, yeah.
whole,
I mean,
like,
but I mean, if you were gonna get
details.
something, like I had different answers for different insights on that
Got
one.
it. It's also like Sawyer doesn't like as Lily. Of course, I would just
Yeah.
be like, "What's been going on with Felicity?" But Sawyer's very confused. She doesn't trust like completely
Yeah.
what's going on because she saw that transformation. It's like this Felicity that I'm seeing is so different than the Felicity I knew. It could be someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That's
I
Like, it's
thought
like-
about rolling.
it's like
for,
this-
That's what
coach
I've been
investigation
thinking.
This coach
on
Felicity
her.
could be an imposter
Mm-hmm.
because she is so different.
That's what, like, as Olivia, like, obviously Beans is not thinking this, but, like, as Olivia, I've been like, oh, like, what is, if it's not Felicity, right? She came in different. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it totally could be, like, she's just changed as a person, but we've already seen, like, somebody act different because they're being, like,
with Elder Sorry.
yeah, like, it's an imposter. So I was like,
Yeah. Even in like a realistic, like in a real world scenario, you know, when your sibling or like a friend comes back after a big life event, and
Yeah,
they're a
it's
little
like-
different. You know, you're kind of like, oh, okay, maybe I need to figure out what's going on with you first before I like spill my guts.
Yeah.
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 What, can you remind me, what was the size change when Big P, was it big to small?
Big
Yeah.
to small.
Okay. Just wondering.
It's so vivid in my mind. It's like it really happened.
I couldn't remember. I was like, was it
Such-
small to big or big to
I
small?
have such a
Big to
vivid
small.
picture of like what it looks like.
Yeah,
Like
me too.
elf size to halfling size.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
That's what I envisioned. Like very,
Oh,
it was
really?
like very tall to short.
Oh, I was thinking like, yeah, like Esta size to like Bean size or smaller.
Me too. I was imagining
Yeah.
very small.
yeah.
I guess that wasn't.
But I guess halfling makes more sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was small.
Maybe a gnome. Honestly,
anyway.
I was probably thinking gnome. I was thinking smaller than me.
I was going real bitty.
Real tiny.
I was going gnome until it came
Well,
up that it could be a half. I mean, at that point, I didn't even know Felicity was. She was part of
Yeah,
my
yeah,
backstory.
yeah.
I thought the size was still bigger than Big P.
Yeah, I like it was still like it. So
So-
when I said like very small, I meant like it was very tall, and then like it got
In
like
comparison.
a lot shorter
Yeah, not
than
like a
that.
peak.
Ooh, like
Yeah, so like it was like it could be like a small. In my mind, it was small human, tall halfling, or like
Something bigger than Big P.
Yeah, bigger than Big P.
Anyway, that's just me trying to figure out the mystery.
Who it is? Yeah. Anyway, so y'all go the infirmary. She gets you her little championship pin.
Which does make me think like, okay, this is really you.
Yeah.
You know, even if you're like different and maybe you're up to some, you're like, you know, maybe she's involved in some
Yeah.
like scary
Or maybe
stuff.
it's like a possession thing, right? Where like, because we got Morrigan over here
Yeah,
who
people are
is getting possessed. So maybe sometimes it is her and maybe sometimes it's not.
Yeah, but that
Yeah.
was really her. And this pin also has like more significance to Sawyer than like y'all know about, just because y'all don't know her like little league, like you don't know her Arcanoball history.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. Or also
It's a very emotionally charged thing for her.
or also if we're getting real crazy, if it's not Felicity, it could be an object that could be used to scry on you.
True, but I want that luck feat.
No, I
I
know.
don't
Well, you
care.
have it. You have it whether you have the pin or not.
That's
Fine.
You've
Scry-
always had it.
Scry away. I've always had it. Players at home, check your feats. If you're playing a halfling, this episode could be great news for you.
Players
Okay.
at home, check your expertise.
Y'all
Check your read your spells.
Nobody's perfect.
Read your spells.
read your spells, read your feats. Anyway, so y'all go to the cafeteria and y'all get into the soup.
That was great.
That was awesome.
I love
Yeah.
that.
This is really funny.
A+ to soup.
You said get in the soup, and I said
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let me get in that soup, baby.
Get in the soup.
I came up with that idea last night whenever I was laying in bed. I was like, what if she's just like getting the soup? And
Was
I-
it because we were talking about waterbeds?
I think that's why.
Right? That's kind of sorry. Last night
I
we were
heard
in
you
there.
guys talking in there, and I was like, "What are they?" I was like, what
We
are
were
they
talking about if we've ever slept on a waterbed and how stupid they were and how
You
much
seem
water
like you
goes
have.
in them. I have.
I knew
Before I
it.
went to bed last night, I was thinking about waterbeds.
I think
What the fuck?
well, I think it's just the air mattresses because a waterbed
Yeah.
is just an air mattress full of water.
I was like rocking back and forth on it, and I was like, I wish this was a waterbed. And I was just rocking to sleep.
Well,
Yeah.
now I feel like a dumbass because I wasn't thinking about water.
Yeah, get with the
but
program.
that's why it came up because we were thinking of liquids.
I think
and,
that is
and
why.
laying on them.
I was thinking in my mind. I was thinking about like getting in waterbeds. Anyway, so and then y'all get down to this like cave system, but it's like y'all teleported somehow because like y'all went from the soup to a cave where like you don't know where that is in this fucking island.
I am so like when we walked in and you were like, it's like the auditorium, but like carved out
Mirrored.
of stone and
Yeah.
stuff. I am so sussed out by that. Like that seems so like to make all this time to create something down here is
Mm-hmm.
like
so suspicious.
Or it was already there as a replica.
Or like an old meeting room of something. Like
Yeah,
an
It's
but-
like
old
whoever
order.
built Frogmont.
built
Did
like
the Golden
a
Order build Frogmont? Yes.
The Golden Order, yeah. The Golden Order.
So, like,
So,
maybe they also
yeah.
built this, and now it's been like
What if it's,
abandoned and re-inhabited. Or something.
yeah.
What if it's like remember in Harry Potter the like Chamber of Secrets? What if it's that kind of style thing?
yeah.
Chamber of Secrets or like Room of Requirement. Like,
Yeah.
where
It's
like-
just so like I don't know. I thought we'd get in there and be like, oh, the greens are cool as fuck, but now I'm like, well, obviously both sides are gonna be
Sus.
I mean, both
sus.
sides
Like,
have killed people,
yeah,
so
but
well,
it's like,
you don't think the
We
Greens have killed anybody?
I don't know, but
It was
like,
the one gold who killed
A green.
a green,
Oh,
a green
are there-
and a gold.
Are there rumors that the Greens have killed anybody?
It was a gold killed
The-
a
the
green
president-
and a gold.
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah,
Oh, I guess I just in my head I knew that a gold had died,
Yeah.
and so I was like, oh,
I
it's
thought they
assumed
like
it was
retaliated.
green.
No.
but it was a gold who killed two.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey,
Fucking
what is
wild.
that?
That actually might. I mean,
That
I
was-
might have not. I may have not said that. I think I might have just said a green died.
Yeah, I think we assumed
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember?
I'm
during
glad
the
we
fish
cleared that
race?
up.
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
thought both
But I mean, I
That
think
we
y'all would have
spelled her
learned
name
it later.
wrong.
But
Yeah.
like,
Go listen to
I'll
her.
reveal it
We
later.
spelled it
But
wrong. And that we spelled it Baens.
Bangs.
I wrote it
Bam.
down.
That's kind of how I say it,
Yeah.
anyways.
It's a good memory.
Say
Bangs.
it. But yeah, and then y'all walked up. Y'all talked to the soup maker, and then y'all heard Talia say that they were going to destroy the golds.
I'm real nervous because we're down here, right? Like, I don't think we can like go back to the soup. Like, I assume there's another
No,
way.
we need
have
to act natural.
We have to get out. I made it. We walked in and we're just like standing there, like, oh, we don't
we're,
want to
like,
be
off
here
the
anymore.
coast of the school island.
Well, yeah, I want to know what our other freshman buddies like has like Sapphire and Igneous.
I mean, they're
have
going to
to,
be
like-
there.
I mean, yeah, they're gonna
Maybe.
be there, but it's like, what do they think about like Are they gung ho with the
Yeah,
greens
what if Ignis
now?
is like, oh,
Hell yeah, we're gonna kill the golds.
Probably not. It's like everybody's just like, oh, I just want to fit in, so I'll just pick a
I
group.
know,
And then you
yeah.
get to the meeting and you're like, I thought we would just like talk about our fundraiser, light
I
shit
thought we would do
talk.
that, like icebreaker.
All the upperclassmen are already like invested in this rivalry.
Yeah.
And, like they're gonna have to try really hard to get the freshmen invested in any of them.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
the freshmen show up and they're like, I guess I'll choose green.
I think
I think.
I think that we should campaign for the freshman class to make their own group that's like
I just
trying to
wanna be
turn
a-
it for the
like,
better.
I mean, Sawyer, like, just wants to be a wug.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean, like trying like but you have to make a tertiary group, right? It's like you can't just be like, oh, it's just the rest
Well,
of us.
No, I
If
want
you
to
think-
make the wugs into like a we are wugs.
That's yeah,
I
that
mean-
like unite everybody else.
Just kind of like politically speaking, you guys are running for president and vice president.
I know.
And the
And-
Greens
and vice
and the
president.
Golds are also, they are political parties
Yeah.
who are vying for the presidency.
Which means that we have to start we have to start
So, yeah. So if
But I
y'all,
feel like we have
The
a
libertarians.
the
wait,
Wug party.
The
we
wugs.
have a I mean every like all the upperclassmen are invested in everything, but it's in each side, but it's like our platform is like
Yeah.
we're not destroying anybody.
Yeah.
Let's unite and get back together, which I feel like a lot of people like everybody who's like not an extremist on either side
Yeah.
is probably going to
Yeah.
be like
we could get the freshman
Sure.
class
Yeah.
for sure.
We could also like convince girls from the golds and the greens who aren't as like who didn't
Gung-ho,
sign up
yeah.
for all this
Yeah.
rivalry.
like they
You know?
joined their freshman year when it was like we
Just spirit
do,
groups.
we
Yeah.
do crafts
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Fridays.
Well, all
Yeah.
the deaths happened last year, didn't
yeah,
they?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
So
like
I think we have a chance of like uniting all of the girls who don't want to be a part of it.
well, and there's also fear, right? If like death is involved, it's like I wouldn't want to be a part of either group and be a target, especially because it's
Yeah.
like the people who are lower on the totem pole will probably be the bigger targets because they're easier to take out, like
Yeah.
politically espionage thinking.
But yeah, I just wanted to set it up so where it was like there's two sides and like they are like cool because the Greens are cool because they're like we're in a fucking cave and
Yeah.
we went through soup and like they're and like y'all are gonna know more about them next episode.
Look at all our
but
magical.
yeah,
power.
it's gonna be like
know they're
very
cool.
different. But like and then the Golds are like but they're off putting because they're like kind of mean and just
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
whatever the fuck and she just like outright said like at a meeting like we're gonna destroy the Golds but then the Golds are like
They're the opposite.
just like very kind but like
they're
kind of,
like, masking
Yeah.
kind of like what they're doing, like they're
Which
just
is, like,
hiding behind this very
I
kind
think-
front.
I think personally that is horrifying.
It's scarier.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like at least if you lay your intentions out, it's like we know exactly what we're getting into. Like we know the Greens deal, but it's like with the Golds,
Yeah.
it's like, well, they could be even worse. Like maybe
Golds
the
were drawing us in with their like kindness. and
Yeah.
so that means that well
activities
also
and,
there's
like,
way more Golds. So like they're really good
Yeah.
at recruiting.
well, and it's like what like if the Greens are already being prompted to be like, oh, let's destroy the Golds. It's like maybe the Golds have like an even worse thing brewing.
No, exactly.
Well, yeah, it's like what
Dice
pushed
down,
the
dice
Greens to
down.
this.
Yeah, and the Greens, like, it seems like they're like, oh yeah, you can come to our meeting if you want. They're not recruiting, so it's like, of course, both sides believe they're right.
Yeah.
But it's almost like the Golds might be a little self-aware that they need to cover something up, whereas the Greens are like,
Well,
come to our meeting. Step 2, hey, we're gonna destroy them.
and
Like
and,
it's like it shows that they are like so unapologetic.
and just thinking like real quick, right before we do like a flash thing of A pluses and flunks, the Golds are they did not kill a. I mean like they killed a green, but they also had a Gold kill another Gold. So it's like,
Yeah.
what is up
It's not
there?
like it's like a start of a
Crazy.
war. It was
Yeah.
like, whoa.
Yeah, and
It's
so
like almost like a rogue
yeah,
like member,
Yeah.
but now it's starting something.
like-
but it was their president too, so it was like
yeah, it's like they
men-
can't
represents anyone.
denounce their president.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. Rapid fire, A pluses and flunks. Rapid fire. Maddie already went. Esta or Campbell.
A plus to Felicity being really impressed on my first like my first pitch and like I was like, ooh, okay, I can do this, and then flunk to losing on those other two.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
I just needed two to like
Yeah.
be to win.
It's better for the story.
I know.
A plus. I feel like we zoomed by pretty quick. We got a lot done. And flunk is I wish we had some like better like role play moments like kind of in the middle of the game. That might have breaking up flow and stuff like that.
Let's record them in post.
And post, yes.
I get my A plus to the dice. My F is because listeners, we got up really early this morning to record because we're all incredibly busy. And I could not for the life of me figure out how Beans could do a cool combat move, but that's like what I live for. And so I was like, I got nothing.
Oh, no, it's still cool.
So the way you described it was still vivid.
Yeah.
Cat.
Like in the cartoon where there's like,
Was that your A+ in Flunk?
yes.
Gotcha. Lily.
A+ to getting my lucky feet back and my nat 20. I had a good day. Flunk, I don't know. Everything was good. God, I better flunk something.
You can flunk me.
No.
No.
You can flunk Rosie.
I'm definitely not gonna flunk you. One, I forgot I had a whole lucky feet, so you know.
Yeah,
You can
that's a
yourself.
flunk.
That's your flunk.
That's
your
my
flunk.
flunk is that I forgot it up until this point.
Yeah.
But again, it all worked out because those nat ones told a story.
All right. Thank you.
I didn't do an A+ earlier, but I'm gonna A+ my wildfire spirit.
Oh yeah, that was really
cool.
good.
That was
Fuck.
cool.
That was
fucking
cool to like
rad.
finally see it and like get it tested out when there wasn't like us like stakes involved. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't super serious.
Because
Yeah.
we've seen you do some cool stuff, and like everyone's done.
Well, we're always like, it's like, oh, like
crazy
Moore's
things.
always setting stuff on fire, and then it's
Yeah.
like, oh my
God.
god.
It is
literally
fire.
made of fire.
Bro, it's so goated too. It has 15 of its own hit points.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
That,
that's
like,
really
That's
good.
cool.
and it always protects me first.
That's cool.
Just its natural I'm like,
Yeah.
after level 14, it like levels up hit points with me.
Oh,
Yeah.
And at
cool.
level 14, it saves me from dying.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm excited to see you get to use it more and like figure out like how to effectively like use that kind of thing.
That's
It's
cool.
pretty goated.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about it.
Alrighty. Thank you so much for listening to Study Break, and class will be back in session soon. Thank you so much, and see you.
Keep studying.
Keep studying.